the suspect no one saw coming. This is a continuation of the investigation carried out in Other to discover what was responsible for Emily's disappearance. Don't forget to support this channel. Share, comment, and subscribe to the Behind the Crime stories. In 2020, the case files were re-examined by a new task force. Buried deep in the evidence logs, investigators found something strange. A box of Jessica's personal belongings, her necklace, her journal, and a set of keys. The problem? That box was never officially logged when the case began. And the officer who signed the evidence form was none other than Sheriff Daniel Hayes' Sheriff Carter colleagues in the office. The man who had led the search for Jessica. The man who accompanied Carter on the day Jessica disappeared. Sheriff Hayes was Maple Ridge's gentle officer, a decorated veteran, a family man, a protector of the community. But beneath the polished image, cracks began to show. Rumors spread that Hayes had been seen with Jessica before she vanished. A waitress claimed she saw them arguing at a diner weeks earlier. Jessica's diary revealed a chilling entry. "He says he'll ruin me if I tell anyone. I'm scared." The handwriting was hers. The name wasn't written, but investigators suspected who she meant. The revelation split Maple Ridge in two. Some refused to believe their sheriff could betray them. Others whispered that it explained everything. Why evidence went missing, why leads went cold, why Jessica's trail stopped so abruptly. Had the man sworn to protect the town been hiding his darkest secret? Confronted with the new evidence, Sheriff Hayes denied everything. He claimed the box was planted, that Jessica's diary was taken out of context. But one detail couldn't be explained away. Fingerprints found on Jessica's necklace. Prints that didn't match Hayes or any known suspect. So if Hayes wasn't alone in this, who else was involved? The evidence box tied Sheriff Hayes to Jessica Monroe's disappearance. But the necklace inside revealed something far more chilling. A fingerprint. One that didn't belong to Hayes. One that didn't belong to Jessica. It belonged to someone no one ever suspected. In the summer of 2020, forensic analysts compared the prints. When the results came back, detectives were stunned. The match was Claire Bennett, Jessica's lifelong best friend. Claire had stood on the front lines of every vigil. She organized fundraisers. She cried on television interviews begging for Jessica's safe return. But now, her fingerprint was on the necklace Jessica never took off. Had Jessica's best friend been more than just a grieving confidant? When confronted, Claire claimed the fingerprint was innocent. She said Jessica often lent her jewelry, that they swapped necklaces like sisters. But investigators dug deeper. Phone records revealed late-night calls between Claire and Sheriff Hayes. Calls made just days before Jessica vanished. Neighbors recalled heated arguments between Jessica and Claire over a betrayal. And Jessica's diary contained one last cryptic line. "She knew the truth, and now I don't know who to trust." The question became impossible to ignore. Was Jessica betrayed by her best friend? The evidence suggested Claire and Sheriff Hayes shared a dangerous secret. But what was it? Some believed they were romantically involved. Others whispered that Hayes had confided in Claire, and she helped him cover his tracks. And then came the bombshell. A former deputy admitted, under oath, that he saw Claire inside the sheriff's office late at night, the very week Jessica disappeared. Was she helping Hayes destroy evidence? Or was she orchestrating something darker all on her own? Claire's connection to Hayes painted a disturbing picture, one of betrayal, lies, and secrets buried for 20 years. But as investigators pressed harder, Claire finally broke her silence. She whispered 4 words that changed everything. It wasn't just him. For years, the town of Maple Ridge believed Jessica Monroe's disappearance was the work of one man, Sheriff Hayes. Then suspicion fell on her best friend, Claire. But in a shocking twist, Claire revealed something far darker. Jessica's case wasn't about one secret. It wasn't about 2. It was about a network hiding in plain sight. In a late-night interview room, Claire finally broke. Her voice trembling, she admitted she had lied. Not to protect Hayes, but to protect herself. She wasn't the only one who knew what happened to Jessica. She said Maple Ridge was hiding a circle of people, powerful people, who all had a reason to keep Jessica quiet. Investigators were stunned. Who could Claire mean? Her statement pointed to more than just personal grudges. Whispers spread of a secret society of sorts, town officials, law enforcement officers, even business leaders. Jessica had stumbled onto something she was never meant to see. But what was it? In her journal, investigators found a page that seemed meaningless at first. A list of names, some crossed out, others circled. Every one of those names belonged to a prominent figure in Maple Ridge. And one of them was Claire's own father. Claire confessed that Jessica was planning to expose the group. She claimed Jessica had threatened to go public with documents that linked town officials to illegal land deals, money laundering, and even missing funds from the hospital where she worked. That's why Jessica became a target. But who pulled the strings? Who gave the order? Claire said Hayes wasn't the mastermind. He was just the enforcer. The real puppet masters had never been touched. Claire's testimony blew the case wide open. Jessica Monroe wasn't just a victim of passion or jealousy. She was silenced because she knew too much. But before investigators could dig further, Claire issued a warning that still sends shivers down the spine of anyone who hears it. If you keep digging, you'll end up like Jessica. For years, Jessica Monroe's disappearance was a mystery of love, betrayal, and obsession. But when her best friend revealed a hidden network, one question rose above all the rest. What had Jessica discovered that made her a threat? The answer lay in the secrets beneath Maple Ridge. In Jessica's journal, investigators found a page that once seemed like meaningless scribbles. Street names, numbers, dates. When detectives followed the trail, they realized it matched city development records, new housing projects, land purchases, and construction sites. But here's the chilling part. Every property was linked to businesses controlled by members of the so-called Circle. Money was being laundered through the very heart of Maple Ridge. Jessica may have stumbled onto the scheme by accident. Working late nights at the hospital, she came across financial records that didn't add up. Patient funds were missing. Invoices were inflated. Medical supplies were billed but never delivered. When she pressed her supervisor about it, she was told to leave it alone. But Jessica didn't. She copied the files. And those files disappeared the night she did. Claire admitted Jessica confronted her about what she found. Jessica believed the hospital was being used as a front, funneling money into real estate projects that tied back to Maple Ridge's most powerful names. And Sheriff Hayes? He wasn't just protecting the network. He was a part of it. Jessica had become the single greatest threat to their silence. Jessica Monroe's disappearance wasn't random. It wasn't a crime of passion. It was a cover-up. But the most haunting question remains. If Jessica's files still exist, who's keeping them hidden? Watch out for the next story on this channel. Don't forget to support this channel by subscribing for more thrilling stories of crimes done behind the scene, and turn on your notification bell to get notified of the next interesting stories.